roving Mike here in the pits of the famous Lions dragster. And speaking of famous, here is Don the Snake Prudhomme with his Hot Wheels Barracuda. Car looks great, runs good.
Hey, thanks, Steve. Everything's going great. Can't wait to get out on the track and make the next run. Gonna put a little more nitromethane in it. We should really haul.
Well, Don, you got the nickname the Snake right here at Lions dragster.
Yeah, sure did. One of the guys with the crew put it on me. You know, quick off the start line, winning a lot of races, and I guess it just fits me. Tall, thin, quick. Why not Snake?
But then Tommy Q, and he becomes the Mongoose, and we know what they do.
Yeah, that's only because he beat me a couple of times, so he named himself the Mongoose. Just showing off. But you know what? I think I've beaten him more than he's beaten me.
Snake, to a lot of the fans, you're a top dual dragster kind of a guy. You've won the U.S. Nationals twice. They were a little stunned to see you in the plastic funny car.
Yeah, but the funny cars are really cool, especially this Hot Wheels car. Man, it carries the front end. It's a little squirrely out on the racetrack. It's more fun to drive than my dragster, especially when it's carrying that front end when you're going through the gears. It's got the front end up when it's leaving the start line. It's a ball.
And the fans love it. Well, Snake, nobody's doing longer, smokier burnouts than you are.
That's right. Man, I like doing them too. It heats the tires up, and I especially like doing them when I'm racing the Mongoose. I like to do mine father and hairs and just rip the tires off it out there, and then backing it up. It's really cool. The spectators are right next to the car here at Lions, and they can really hear it.
Snake, you know the formula for speed: more power, less weight.
You got it. You got to take the batteries out of the back, take the starter motor off it. Got to get rid of some weight, some ballast. Get rid of it. The car will go quicker, faster, less weight.
Snake, that is a strange-looking wing on the roof of that Barracuda.
Yeah, it sure is, but you know, it's working pretty good. You know, we're talking about cutting it off, though, and putting it on the deck, and I think we'll go even faster.
Well, the traction is so good here at the beach, maybe you don't need it.
Well, yeah, the beach is the best, you know. There's nothing like Lions drag strip.
Snake, this Lions track is fast, but it's short.
It sure is. You got to have that parachute out when you cross that finish line. Man, if you don't, you might end up on the railroad tracks down at the end.
Or in the Pacific Ocean.
You got it.
Snake, a little automatic transmission fluid out of her on that last pass.
Yeah, but we're trying to run some big numbers, Steve, and it's just a lot of strain on these automatic transmissions right now.
What's the next step to take the 200-mile-an-hour barrier?
More nitro, Steve. You bet. 99%. That's the next number we're going to put in it.
Are these automatics going to handle that kind of power?
I don't think so, but, you know, we're going to stretch it to the end. Probably go to a clutch.
Your Hot Wheels Barracuda, engine in front, big blower, lots of nitro, a little scary?
Yeah, it sure is, but that's part of it. That's part of driving a funny car. Motor in front, driver behind it. You know, I got a fire extinguisher in the car. That sure helps. Good fires, too. No big deal, Steve.
Don, like a lot of the good racers these days, your career began in a car club.
Yeah, the Road Kings of Burbank. That's where I got started. Sure is a lot of fun. Cruising the streets, going out to the drag strip, nothing like it.
And everybody shared parts to help build cars. It was like a project deal.
Yeah, you're right. You know, that's what it's all about. Everybody worked together. Now I've got my team from a Hot Wheels car, and it's just like when I was in the car club. You know, everybody works together, goes to the races.
The first dragster you owned, you bought from Tommy Ivo. Beautiful little car.
Sure did, yeah, and I got to ride in his T-Roadster, and we cruised around town. It was really cool. Hey, Steve, I gotta go. Gotta warm the car up. Gonna race a Mongoose next. Where do you see this run?
Don Prudhomme starts his Hot Wheels Barracuda. Who should show up? It's Tom the Mongoose McEwen.
It sounds pretty stout tonight. Yeah, I'm surprised they were able to get it started. Wait till you hear mine.
You know the Mongoose, what up? Clever nickname. That could catch on.
Well, that's what Ed Donovan told us, you know, from racing the dragsters. Mongoose and the Snake, just like the Kipling's Jungle Book, Ricky Tikki Tavi, the Mongoose and the Snake. Donovan had a nickname for everybody. He said, that tall, skinny kid over there is the Snake. He said, you ought to be the Mongoose. You guys could make this into something.
The Snake takes all this so seriously. You're loose as a goose.
He gets involved in this racing pretty much. You know, it's a 7-day-a-week, 24-hour-a-day job for him, and his performance shows it. When I went to him and tried to get him to do funny cars, you know, he said, you know, I'm a dragster guy. We don't know anything about him. And I said, well, we can probably have both. And he said, yeah, that way I can just beat you twice as much.
Now, your Duster has an extra aluminum tank up front full of water. Is that so you can do longer burnouts to entertain the fans a little more?
I changed the stock fuel pump that bolts to the side of the block that runs off the camshaft, and I made that a water pump and put another tank in the front. I was trying to go for look pretty and showmanship and maybe run longer, make it longer burnouts.
One thing the fans can see is the fuel injector on top of the motors is different, yours to his.
Right, he has an Interley bug catcher, and I've got a Hilburn inline 4-port. And the reason he likes his because he ran it on his dragster. I kind of was always around the Hilburn loop. The Hilburn cars got better throttle response if you're going to drive it in smoke, where the Interley was either opened or closed, and it was harder to do. And so that I just like the feel of that injector better. Both of them, when they're wide open, make the same power.
Hey, you well know, Lions is a short racetrack. You've got 2 chutes. The Snake only has 1.
Let me tell you, I've run at Lions for many years, and I've had trouble with dragsters not stopping, and I've been on Willow Street down there at the end with my front end stuck through that barbed wire fence down there a couple times. I want a safety backup on my car, so I wear 2 pair of gloves, an extra heavy fire suit, and 2 parachutes to make sure it gets stopped.
You're too darn pretty to get hurt.
That's right, buddy. I got things to do after the races.
Mungus, even with the tube frame and the lightweight body, these cars are still a lot heavier than what you're used to.
Yeah, Steve, you know, this car's got to weigh somewhere 2,500 pound area in there someplace. You know, it's got that transmission alone is very heavy. And
The starter, batteries.
yeah, and everything on it. You know, it's got a lot of stuff on it like a stock car, and it's lighter than a stock car, but it's very heavy. And but the class will all be about the same, I think.
Better watch Prudhomme. You know what he's going to do. He'll lighten that car up.
Now he's already yelling at me about right away. He thought that water tank in the front was fun. He wanted to know if I was going to a circus with my car instead of a racetrack, and so he's already thinking weight already. But you know, we don't know what they're going to do. Maybe they need to be heavy for traction. Maybe they'll run quicker if they're heavier, more weight on the tires. I don't know. And then we also don't know what the bodies are going to do. You know, we took this car and we put the spoiler on the roof. We don't know exactly where it's supposed to be. We have a spoiler in the front nose to keep the air from going under the car. We put the spoiler on top of the roof, which we feel from watching other cars run, you need a little turbulence there. We have no idea how it's going to be.
Snake thinks he can get his Hot Wheels car to run 200 miles an hour.
Well, yeah, but first off, he better try to get it to run 150 miles an hour before he thinks about 200.
Is there anybody on the planet you'd rather beat than the Snake?
Absolutely not. Whether there's money up or there's money down, when our cars come together, it is a very serious thing. If I beat him, I know he won't talk to me for about a month.
The Snake's car warmed up, ready. In fact, it's headed to the lanes. Your guys also taking your Duster to the staging lanes. It's time to put up or shut up, you two.
Yeah, you know, he's been joking about my pretty car and all my tanks and everything, but let me tell you something. I think we've got something for him tonight, and by the time the night's over, he's going to be a sad boy out here.
Hey, you car nuts. This is Larry Wood from Hot Wheels. Prudhomme said more nitro? Here you go.
Now, how cool is that?